Okay, it is currently 10:07 right now. Got finished done with Collins. Week 2. Time is not a precious thing in some cases this week. But you know what? It's fine. It's fine. Everything is fine. Isn't that right?
Yeah.
But
Maybe.
just maybe. Scale maybe to maybe, just maybe. But so I'm sorry for the last video being freaking forever long, but I'm gonna try and condense it a little bit today. So P-Day rolls around Monday, sent out the email. I'm sorry for those who probably didn't get my email last week. I don't know what's been going on. We're in tight Wi-Fi situations, so if you don't hear me very often, that's probably why. I don't know. We're almost finalized everything in this house, or whatever place that we're in. House, apartment thing.
It's a house.
It's a house.
We just rent the bottom.
Yeah, we rent the whole bottom floor. We have 2 rooms full of nothing.
Yep.
But I don't know. We could literally fit like another set of elders in here, but then it's just us 2 up in here in Holly Springs. So Monday rolls around. We had the funeral. It rained pretty hard, so you know those kind of movie stereotypical kind of like rain during funerals. Yep, that's basically how it happened. But then it stopped raining after the funeral, and then we didn't have a lot of time, so Monday was just hectic. Tuesday, shooting. I can't remember what we did Tuesday. Where were we Tuesday?
Oh, we visited Sister Evan. We went to Oklahoma with her house.
Oh, which area was that? That was
That was up north here, nearby Hannah, but the road more to the north.
So we visited a member, less active, Red Book Mormon. We visited someone else. I know we visited others. Were they there?
We visited Richard at the Blind's house.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, because Tuesday was the empty nesters. Okay.
Yeah.
So we visited a non-member. Well, the son was a non-member. The mother was less active. Talked with him for a little bit about everything and anything, and then we went to a empty nesters activity, which is basically for all the empty nesters in this branch come together, eat food, and talk about the gospel. So me and Elder Bringerhoff talked about Ether 3. For those who don't know what that is, it's basically the brother Jared. At this point, he finished talking with God, asking him what do we do about these boats that they have, because basically they're encapsulated in these boats, and they found ways to breathe. They have food and whatever. It's just light they have situation with. They don't know how they're supposed to get light, because with windows, the water will break in the windows and they will drown. If they put fire, the boats are going to burn down and they're going to drown. So either way, they're going to drown. So what do? And Brother Jared asked that, and the Lord's like, you bring me whatever you want and I'll make it work for you. So we talked about how he took 16 rocks, molted them out into like like clear balls, and we brought 16 of them, two for each boat. There was 8 boats, so 16 overall. Brought them to the Lord and said, "Hey, have these rocks here. I know I'm not perfect. This is the best I can come up with, but I want you to light these up with your finger. Like, touch each of these stones and give me light with these stones, for they can light up my boats." And then he saw the finger of the Lord because of how much faith he had, and then was able to had a crazy conversation with the Lord, saying, "You're the first one ever with such expedient faith to see me without me requesting, or like, just basically, you're the first person to actually see me with so much faith." And so that was pretty big. We had a nice conversation about that. Then Wednesday, we were in a town called Byhalia, kind of like, what, east or west from where we are? Northwest area of where we are. And we dropped off a Bible and a Book of Mormon to a referral. Had a conversation with her and her family about her family. Visited a member, or not a member, a person who's learning about the gospel. She's been wanting to come to church for a while, but she's stuck in like these 12-hour periods of work, and she thought she'd be done forever ago, but she's still in it, and she's kind of annoyed about it. She's like, "I want to come to church, but I'm kind of stuck with this 12-hour period shifts that I kind of have to work around with." But she's been reading the Book of Mormon like 45 minutes before she goes to bed, and that's like really amazing. Like, when she told us about that, we were super happy about that. We're like, "That's great, like, holy crap." Then we had dinner at a member's house and got a cool picture of the sunset. That will be in the video, the email this week. Also another picture of a sunset later on throughout the week. Then Thursday we had zone conference, shined our shoes, which was pretty cool. Had a lot of gospel discussions about that. Had a testimony meeting that went over a while, and like an hour. And then we got back. Then we started heading over for dinner to a member's house. And as we're driving, we end up, like, there's this car who's like going this way. So the cars are going this way, like the roads. So due new, but the car that was going new was on Neum. And so as we were driving, they were just stopped right there. And there was a lady and a guy in there. And the lady recognized that we had our name tags or whatever. And she's like, "Hold a second, I know these guys." So she gets out of the car. And so we kind of pull off to like the side. And we started having a conversation with her. It turns out she's like a less active member, having troubles with a boyfriend right now. Like, some anxiety has gone up. And then next thing you know, she needs a ride home back to her actual place. But then she was gonna go grab her stuff, and next thing you know, her boyfriend ditches her. So yeah, that was really something. But then we got a member down to where we were, and they managed to take her home. And then we visited basically a member at this point, but he's still going through like word of wisdom stuff and trying to be better, because he wants to be baptized. It's just he just needs to get through some of the stuff and try to just befriend him and all that, and gave us ideas of what type of activities the branch can do to unify each other, which was kind of funny, but it was actually really smart. And then Friday, and also we were going to visit someone else, but then ended up having to cancel it and having to move it to Friday. And then on Friday, we visited people up in this town of Lamar. Friday was Lamar, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And we visited some people. And then we tried visiting that person again, ending up having to cancel again, which kind of, I'm not a person to like, I hate disappointing people type thing, but that was like, there was another story behind everything else that ended up not being like as bad as we expected it to be due to communication or whatever. But it was weird. But during that night, it was pretty rough. Just it's hard sometimes out here, but it's just all about having faith and patience. Patience is a virtue, people. Remember that. And so I was pretty kind of down about that. And Saturday, we did studies and all that, and then we ended up doing a lot of service that day, weed whacking a lot of weeds for people going around, and did all that for people, and then we managed to actually visit that person, and so we talked to her, and we're like, hey, sorry we weren't able to come these past 2 days or whatever. She's like, what do you mean? I was like, did your dad, because we had her dad's contact, because they were like, oh yeah, contact her through this for right now. We're like, okay, so we contacted them. They said that they would tell her, but ended up not, so turns out she didn't even know that we were going to come by, and she had a friend there, and we ended up talking more about not patriarchal blessing, like priesthood blessings, and for like healing the sick, comfort, and all that, just all the type of blessings that priesthood holders can give, just by acting authority of God's name for those who aren't really LDS in my emails, and just stuff about that, and then hopefully we can start teaching her friend, because she seemed pretty open about it. And then today was a pretty good day. Priesthood, the church overall, in our small little Pentecostal building, we had one of member of the High Council come, and his topic was like really effective to like our teachings, basically what we do here in Holly Springs, which is basically a lot of reactivation, helping through like trials and whatever, just all the serviceful stuff. And yeah, so it was pretty good talk. And then we talked about patriarchal blessings, how they can affect your life and what they do for you. Excuse me. And for those who don't know what they are, they're basically a guide, a map of a sense for your life, as you live according to the good works of the gospel. And if you live through that and go through your blessing, you will be able to see those blessings in that patriarchal blessing through that map come upon you in this life, or even the next life if the blessing permits. And so that was pretty cool. And then got home, tried to contact a few people, and came out to dinner for a kid that we're teaching that's going to be baptized soon at the end of next month. So that's pretty cool. He knows he wants to be baptized, so we just got to go through these lessons because he's over 8 now. So it's got to go through that process now. And had dinner there, helped the dad, who's actually not a member, bring up this big little thing or whatever up the stairs and into the attic, which was really hot, but you know that's what attics are. They're usually really hot. I wouldn't know. But yeah, and great. It's like 15 minutes in. And I thought I'd be condensing it. Ugh. But that's fine. But hopefully I think I have an idea how all y'all would be able to see this video. I just hope this works out with my mom. If it does, you'll see it in her blogs, which I'll be talking more about in the emails. She does blogs. She does my blog. She takes my links, all my emails, the email I send out each week and the pictures with it, and she pushes them onto a blog post. So if you guys do miss my emails or do not receive my emails, it'll be there on the blog post, and then I'll just put that in the video and the link in the email description, so you'll be able to see those. But hopefully that works. It should probably work. It's just gonna take some time. But yeah. Just overall, love you all. Be strong in whatever's going on. Lord's always with you. And if you always have faith, and like it says in Moroni 7:33, if you have faith in me, you shall have power to do whatsoever thing is expedient in me. So if you have faith that you can go through hard trials, it will happen. And faith without works is dead as well. That's another scripture. I just forgot where it's from, but
It's in James.
It's in James?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's in the New Testament, but faith without works is dead.
And it's either in chapter 2 or 5. I think it's in chapter 2 though.
So chapter 2, James, talking about faith without works is dead. So if you keep acting in faith and doing what's right, you'll be able to receive those answers. And yeah, and if you ever do have any questions, feel free to ask them, and I'll do whatever I can to help you. And yeah, and I'm going over from my last video. I'm so sorry, people, but I hope you've stuck around for this whole thing. And yeah, much love from Hottie Hottin, for those who call me that. Love you all, and see you next time.